They've opened the doors to Downton Abbey one final time, and what we've seen so far promises an emotional farewell fans won't forget. The first look at Downton Abbey. The grand finale was unveiled at CinemaCon, and the nostalgia is already hitting hard. Set to premiere in theaters this September, this final installment is designed to close the chapter on the Crawleys story after 6 unforgettable seasons and 2 feature films. While much of the plot remains under wraps, one thing is certain. Almost the entire original cast has returned, making it a proper goodbye. The teaser shown by Focus Features kicks off at a horse race, with Mr. Carson declaring it's now 1930, a new decade that's always spelled transformation for the Crawley family and their staff. We catch brief glimpses of Lady Mary and Edith, followed by one familiar face after another reuniting at Downton. Lady Mary stands out in a striking red ensemble, and the trailer teases a mix of elegant parties and heartfelt moments. In one especially poignant scene, Robert kisses his hand and touches the Abbey's walls, hinting at the depth of the family's connection to the estate. Though the finer details of the storyline are still under wraps, the atmosphere captured in the preview feels deeply sentimental, like a love letter to everything Downton Abbey has been over the years. Jim Carter's Carson notes the move into the 1930s, a decade that promises both challenges and progress for everyone at the Abbey. As we've seen throughout the series and past films, history has always had a way of shaping their lives in powerful ways. Looking back to the previous movie, which was set in 1927, the Crawleys were preparing for a royal visit from King George V and Queen Mary. The preparations caused a stir. Lady Mary doubted Barrow's abilities as butler and brought Carson out of retirement, much to Barrow's dismay. A failing boiler and some romantic jealousy between Daisy, Andy, and a repairman added to the domestic chaos. The royal staff's early arrival made things even more complicated, especially with a few arrogant guests overstepping boundaries and even causing thefts. Things came to a head when Tom Branson uncovered a plot to assassinate the king, orchestrated by Major Chetwood. Thankfully, he and Mary intervened in time to stop the plan. Tom also bonded with Princess Mary, offering her emotional support during a rough patch in her marriage. The staff, led by Anna and Bates, reclaimed control of the household from the haughty royal attendants. Barrow and Ellis even schemed to send some of them away early, while Anna discovered a theft that helped them regain the upper hand. Despite the drama, a successful dinner capped off the royal visit, with Mr. Mosley getting well-deserved praise for the evening's menu. Later, Barrow and Ellis snuck off to York, where Barrow was introduced to a secret gay nightclub, only to be arrested during a police raid. Ellis quietly pulled strings to get him released. Meanwhile, Isabel revealed Lucy Smith's true parentage, Lady Ma Bagshaw's illegitimate daughter, and helped smooth things over with Violet. At a grand ball, Princess Mary quietly ensured Tom received the king's gratitude for preventing the assassination, and Queen Mary intervened to cancel Bertie's Africa trip after learning Edith was pregnant. Lady Ma finally acknowledged Lucy as her daughter, and Violet, touched by the revelation, gave her blessing to a growing romance between Tom and Lucy. In a quieter moment, Violet hinted to Mary that her time might be running out, but reassured her that Downton's legacy was safe. As music drifted from the ballroom, Tom and Lucy shared a dance under the stars, solidifying their bond. By 1928, Tom and Lucy were married, and Lucy's status as Lady Ma's heir elevated both their social standing and secured their daughter Sibby's future. Around this time, Violet revealed she owned a villa in the south of France, a gift from a now-deceased marquis. She decided to pass the villa to Sibby, offering her both financial stability and a legacy equal to her cousin's. Meanwhile, a film crew approached the Crawleys with a proposal to shoot a silent movie, The Gambler, at Downton Abbey. While Robert was hesitant, Lady Mary convinced him the project could provide much-needed funds for estate repairs. The staff, thrilled by the glamour of movie stars, found themselves entangled in the drama of filmmaking. Lead actress Myrna Dalgleish was particularly difficult to work with. As part of the film's subplot, the family took a trip to Violet's villa in France, except for Violet, whose health was fading. Those who traveled included Tom, Lucy, Edith, Bertie, Lady Bagshaw, and Carson. Edith used the trip as a chance to write a feature for her magazine. Back at Downton, Mary oversaw filming with Mrs. Carson by her side. While in France, tensions rose when the Marquise's mother contested Violet's claim to the property. But legal documents confirmed the gift was legitimate. In a surprising twist, the Marquise hinted that Robert might be his half-brother, a revelation that deeply unsettled Robert. That night, Cora confided in Robert about her health fears, suggesting she may be seriously ill. Production of the silent film eventually stalled as talkies took over the industry. Mary suggested they adapt the project to sound, and while the male lead, Guy Dexter, transitioned with ease, Myrna struggled due to her thick Cockney accent. A solution came in the form of dubbing proposed by Mrs. Hughes. Though initially terrified, Myrna eventually agreed, with support from Anna and Daisy. Mr. Mosley contributed new dialogue using his lip-reading skills. Amidst all this, Guy Dexter admitted to Barrow that he, too, was gay. The two grew close, and Guy offered Barrow a new life in New York. A fresh start Barrow ultimately accepted. The Crawleys returned home, and filming wrapped up. Lady Mary gently turned down the director's advances, remaining faithful to her increasingly distant husband, Henry. Cora's illness turned out to be anemia, not the dire diagnosis they feared, and she later helped Myrna perfect an American accent. Edith began to consider taking on a larger editorial role. Daisy and Andy grew closer, and even Mrs. Patmore found a new love interest. In a charming mishap, Mr. Mosley's marriage proposal to Miss Baxter was broadcast over an open mic. Before passing, Violet reassured Robert of his true parentage. She died peacefully, surrounded by those who loved her. Carson briefly came out of retirement to mentor Andy. Later, Tom and Lucy returned with their newborn, and a portrait of Violet was hung in the Abbey as a tribute to her legacy. Now, 2 years later, the story jumps to 1930. Whether this final film ends with the Crawleys leaving Downton for good is still uncertain. But that image of Robert placing a kiss on the Abbey's stone facade suggests the end of an era. It's likely to be bittersweet, full of goodbyes, but also joyful reunions and hopeful beginnings. And for the first time, Downton Abbey moves forward without the unforgettable Maggie Smith. Her character, Violet, passed away in a new era, and with Maggie's own death in 2024, this film also serves as a final tribute to her remarkable presence in the series. So, while this grand finale may deliver tears, it's also shaping up to be a warm, celebratory goodbye. Are you ready to bid farewell to Downton, or are you secretly holding out for one last twist? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more movie updates. See you next time.